Hello, everyone. Joachim Grabo here with Rhino Tool House, sales engineer, broadcasting from Greenville, South Carolina. Appreciate everybody joining on time. Those of you who did, we're going to give it just maybe 30 seconds, a minute or so, let a few the stragglers log on, and then we'll get going. So in the meantime, I guess we talk a little bit about an admin or admin side of things. In the controls portion of this Zoom meeting, there should be you should be able to find a chat feature. So any questions that you have throughout this presentation or discussion that we have, if you would, please feel free to type those in as we go along, and we'll attempt to address as many, if not all of those, as possible at the end of the call. And then anything that's unanswered, we'll address individually, come back to you with that. So we'll just give it a couple more moments, see who else we got logging on. Steve, do we have people coming on as we speak more so here, or?
Yeah, they're still coming in, so maybe about 30 seconds here, we'll get started.
Okay. For those of you that came on time, I'll share that at the end of this, we'll have a little drawing for those who ask the most compelling questions for a Rhino plush toy, a little beanie baby. So if that's interesting to you, please feel free to add any interesting questions that you may have. Want to make sure that we engage as much as possible towards the end of the call. So while we wait for a few more folks to come on. As a note, Stephen Vogt also put out a note there to the group regarding the best way to view this. If you go to view options and side-by-side mode, then you'll probably have the best experience to be able to see both my screen as well as that of the Bioservo team as well. So I'm looking at the folks logging in here. Every week, sort of a plateau, maybe, Steve? Maybe time to get going.
I think we're good to get started.
All right, we'll get going. Well, I appreciate everybody joining. Again, those of you who popped on time, good stuff. Again, my name is Joachim Grabo. I'm the sales engineer for Rhino Tool House based in Greenville, South Carolina. It's naturally in these interesting times. We appreciate y'all all joining here. Rhino Tool House, we take the entire COVID or coronavirus pandemic quite seriously. So we're obviously exhibiting or exercising social distancing and exercising the new normal, washing our hands frequently, using hand sanitizer whenever we can. And obviously our sympathy and empathy go out to all of our clients, co-workers, colleagues, manufacturing partners all over the world to try to flatten the curve and get out of this as quickly as possible. So at Rhino Tool House, for those of you who are not aware of who we are, we're a specialized industrial distributor focused on leveraging innovation from all over the world in order to help all of our customers improve their productivity, quality levels, and the safety of their workforce. So safety is a big portion of what we're going to be talking about today. It's sort of an interesting time. I've been working from home a lot the last 2 weeks here, as I'm sure many of you have, and there's sort of a new normal. If you hear a dog running around in the background, that's my office manager, if you will, unofficially. He's not here right now. I'm sure he'll come up at a most inopportune time, but I'm sure you're dealing with similar things at home as well. But just mentioning the controls a little bit, for those of you who logged in a moment later, if you are able to see the view options in the Zoom meeting panel, if you will, you can, if you choose side-by-side view, you should get the best experience to be able to see the fuller screens of both myself and the Bioservo team. And then also, if you want to enter any questions into the chat feature, we'll address those at the end of the call. So today we've got the folks from Bioservo in Stockholm, Sweden joining us. And I'll present Veronica Blixt and Frida Hurtig. So.
Thanks. Just need to. Just a second. Can I just move? Okay. So there we are. There we are. Hi guys. Welcome to Sweden and Stockholm. My name is Veronica Blixt, and I'm sales representative.
And my name is Frida. I work in customer support.
And we are Bioservo Technologies. We are a Swedish company. We're based in Stockholm. We were founded in 2006, and from the beginning, we're coming from healthcare. We developed a glove for disabled people called Carbon Hand, and that is an assistive glove for people that, due to healthcare issues, lacks part of their hand function. But since the last couple of years, we have been working towards industry, and we're working with Rhino Toolhouse as our exclusive distributor in the United States. And today we want to talk about Ironhand, the glove for industry. So Ironhand is the world's first active soft exoskeleton for the hand. In the development process, we have been working, for example, with General Motors, with NASA, with Airbus, and the European construction company Eiffage. Ironhand is designed to improve the health for workers that perform grasp-intensive, repetitive, and static work tasks. It could be on the assembly line with power tools, grinding, both repetitive and static tasks, but for example, also in logistics, all types of manual work. Ironhand will not give any superpowers, but it mimics the user's grasp movements and gives extra strength and endurance to the grasp. The system is highly configurable to suit specific work tasks, individual needs and preferences. So this is done with an app, which Frida will show you later on. So the operator can connect to the glove and adjust the glove so it behaves like they like and that the work task demands. This extra strength of the glove relieves the muscles and conserves the energy of the user. So that is improving productivity, but also the well-being by the end of the shift. The purpose with the glove is to keep the workers healthy and efficient. Frida?
All right, so let's have a look at what the system looks like, how it works, and how you can benefit from it. So the system that Veronica is wearing is the complete system carried in the hip carry solution. It consists of the glove, the cord that runs all the way back to the power pack that holds the servo motors and the battery. And if you turn back around, you can see that it also has a remote where the operator herself can do smaller adjustments to the setting to make it optimized for the work at hand. Since different workplaces have different PPE requirements, we have chosen to not have any protection in our glove, which means that you always wear a protective glove on top. So whatever protection you need, if you need cutting protection, you wear that glove. If you're a welder, you wear that glove, and so on. So you can use Ironhand in any task. And this is why we have made sure to make the Ironhand as snug and tight as possible when it comes to the fit. It has a thin, breathable, flexible fabric, easy to move around in it, and also makes it, of course, comfortable to wear underneath a protective glove. We move a bit closer to the camera, see if you can see a bit more here. So in each fingertip, you have pressure-sensitive sensors. And on both sides of all the fingers, you have these orange embroidered seams that contains the artificial tendons. And these artificial tendons runs from each fingertip on both sides of the fingers, all the way through the glove, back to the power pack where you have the motors. So when Veronica is grasping an object, for example, this power tool, the sensors will activate and feel how much force Veronica puts into it. Send signals back to the power pack or the motors that will pull the artificial tendons with just enough force to help Veronica in this task. So you could say that what the system actually does is that it mimics the human body, how it works. You get an extra set of muscles in the power pack, you get an extra set of tendons in the artificial tendons, and you get this extra help. So it keeps you from the harmful high forces and do that for you, and you can stay in the forces or levels of work that are okay to be in. When it comes to how you carry the system, you have two options to choose from. So you can either carry it like I am, in a backpack, very similar to a camelback. It has an ergonomic fit, sits close to your body, and it's easy to move around in it. Or you can carry it like Veronica is carrying it, in the hip carry solution with suspenders that distributes the weight between both the hips and the shoulders. It's mostly about what you prefer, what feels better for you. But also if you have a work task where you need to lean forward or reach in front of you, it's better to have the weight on your back, on your hips than high up on your back. It's a more ergonomic way. We often get the question if you can wear it on both hands at the same time. And of course you can. We have sizes from small up to extra large, and we have them for both right and left hand. One thing to have in mind though is that it's not as common as you might think that you need it on both hands. If you do, of course you can wear it with both the hip carry, so one power pack in the hip carry and one power pack in the backpack, because you still will need all the motors for both hands. I don't know if you've ever thought about how complex the work you do with your hands really is. If we compare our exoskeleton to one of those passive exoskeletons for your shoulder, where you only need assist on one thing, which is to hold your hands or hold your arms up. With your hands, we do all kinds of different work tasks. It can be fast and slow, dynamic, repetitive, high forces, low forces, and the work you do can differ between the different fingers. So it's very complex. So in order to make the Ironhand function the best for each operator, we have developed an app called Iron Connect, and it's available for Android devices and will soon be available for iOS as well. Now we'll show you real quickly how it looks and all the different settings that you can do. First, I just need to connect to it. Here we go. Just find the Ironhand in range and then connect. Here we go. So I hope you can see this from back home. This is what the app looks like when you're trying to create a new profile to fit a certain work task. So what you can do is, the first slider here is sensitivity. So you can easily set how sensitive you want the glove to be. And simply put, that basically means how responsive it is, how much force you get, how fast, or how to say it, how sensitive it is. The next slider here is called activation threshold. So that means if you're handling lighter objects like a pen or small screws or something where you don't want the assist of the glove, you don't want it to react, you set the threshold and the glove will not react until that specific threshold that you have chosen. The second one here is called locking tendency. And that means that you make the glove or the fingers lock onto the tool. So in Veronica's case, she could relax a bit more, relax her own muscles, and the glove will hold for her. I'm going to show just an example with Veronica later. You can also set on each finger, I hope you can see what I'm doing here, how much force you want on each finger. So if you feel like it's too much on the little finger, you can turn it down a bit. If you need more on the trigger finger, for example, the index, you turn it up to 100%. The last feature that we have in this app for configuration is to connect sensors to one another, to have the fingers assist one another. So if you're doing something statically with several fingers doing the same job, you could connect the thumb sensor to another finger. So this means whenever the thumb is activated, the little finger will also get assist. I will try to show you just real quick an example here with Veronica. So when she is holding this tool, it's like a classic pistol grip. So she has 4 fingers holding it more steadily, statically, and 1 finger working more dynamically. So for the static fingers, I would turn up the locking tendency, meaning the glove will hold for her, she can relax a bit more. And I will also connect the fingers with the one finger that has the best grip. For example, in this case, I can see that Veronica has a good grip with her thumb. I will connect the 3 other fingers to the thumb. So whenever she holds a good grip with the thumb, the other fingers will follow. Here we go. And just make sure that the index finger has enough power. You can turn that up to make sure it seems like she has a lot of power. I'm actually going to turn that down a bit. Okay, and when I'm done creating a profile, I will save it. So in the app, you can save up to 14 different profiles that you can easily reach here in the app. You can also save, or you have to choose which profiles that Veronica will use in her work by saving them to 2 slots that you can reach from the remote. So if Veronica will be working with this for an hour or so, and after that do something else, maybe something more with different tasks, we can have one profile that is more general that suits more tasks. So she can easily just switch between what kind of assist that she needs. And she can even have the app on her own phone in her pocket. So if she needs to do any other adjustments to the settings or change profiles, she could just do that really quickly in the app herself as well. All the settings that we create and saved are stored to the glove part. So this is the glove. So Veronica can have her own glove, a personal one with all her settings that suits her. And maybe the shift that comes after, someone will have their own glove with their own settings. But this part, the power pack that I talked about, you can move this between different people. So when Veronica is done with her shift, she can just hand over the set of motors to the next person, so this can be shared. Great. So you might ask yourself, like, how do you learn to do these settings and everything to get the most out of the system and make sure that you have optimized the profile for this person? So we have created a digital education platform called Bioservo Academy Portal, in which we have video tutorials of all the chapters that you might need to understand how to use and do settings and so on. It describes how you put it on, how you assemble it, how you wash it, everything that you might need. And it's an efficient way to make sure that it's easy for everyone to get this information anywhere in the world at any time that suits you in the end. And I think that's pretty much it. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. Maybe we give it back to you. If you have any questions, just go ahead. Joachim, you're muted. I think so.
Yep, muted, Joachim. Let me unmute you here.
Hello.
There we
Can
go.
you hear me now?
You can.
Muted.
All right. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, Frida. Excellent, good stuff. So I think, yeah, in summary, from our perspective, we've got a tremendous one-of-a-kind piece of technology, the only one like it in the world, quite frankly, with the ability to help abate repetitive strain injuries and help improve the lives of those in our manufacturing facilities that are experiencing and executing difficult work tasks for long periods of time, and at the end of the day, go home, feeling tired and potentially, obviously, at risk for some injury. The at this time, what I'd like to do is sort of start to look at some of the questions that have come across the feed, if you will, since we started the call. Stephen, do you want to read across those, and between the Bioservo team and myself, we'll address those?
Yep, absolutely. We have a few that came in here. First one, is there a reference manual for all of the settings that can be adjusted in the app?
Yes, there is in this portal that I talked about. Yeah, there definitely is some guides on what to think about and how you use all the different settings and what they mean. Yeah.
Perfect. Can you use both hands at the same time?
Yeah, you can. You use one system in the power pack and one system in the hip carry, and you have left and right hand gloves. So that works fine.
What types of safety measures are put in place if it malfunctions or if a wire were to get pinched? Is it easily taken off without constraint if this occurs?
Yeah. You want to
Yeah.
this one?
On the remote here, I'm just gonna attach it so it's easier to see. You have this red handle, or what would you call it, that you just pull, and this makes it shut down immediately. So if you need it to shut down fast, that's what you do. You just grab it, or in this case, you have it up here and you grab it here.
So it cuts the electronics off, but it also backs out the motors, so the fingers are relaxed again.
All right. Are there any iron hands being used in industry yet?
Yes, there are.
You want to answer? Yeah. There is we have some success cases, for example, on General Motors, which are been using the glove now for a longer period of time. There have been our development partners, but they're also now using the glove, a couple of users line side all the time, which actually with very good results, lowering the pain, lowering the effort of the hands. So yeah, there are.
How is the locking released when I am done using the assistance during my task?
Yeah, so I think it sounds, I didn't say it right actually. It doesn't really lock onto the tool. It's just that it, you can, while you relax, you can relax more and the glove will still hold, but if you decide that you want to let go, it will let go. So it's just that you don't need as much effort to hold the grip. You need less effort and the grip will still be held by the glove, but if you release it just a little bit more, it will still release. So it's not that it actually locks onto the tool.
So as soon as you start opening your hand, it releases that grip assistance.
Exactly, thank you.
Like
I'll add to that a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joachim.
Go ahead, Veronica. I was going to say, I'll add to that, referencing the locking tendency. So if I have this glove here, this isn't powered up, I'm just wearing it for show. But if I'm grasping this item and I have the locking tendency turned on, which is a sliding scale that we can adjust to the comfort of the user, right, to optimize it best. And then when you want to let go of this item, you would just need to sort of maybe exert a little bit of force to push off, right? But again, that's completely adjustable and can be set. It's all sort of a function of personal preference. So.
Exactly.
All right. What is the expected battery life with a constant use on an 8 or 9 hour shift?
It will last for one shift. And you always get 2 different batteries, so you can have one in the charger and one that you're using. So after you shift, you just switch to the fully charged battery and hand it over to the next person, or leave it for the night and use it the morning after. But yes, it does last for one shift. Depends on how intense your work is, so it can last much longer as well.
I guess to bridge off of that, so how long does it take to get a fully charged battery?
3 to 4 hours.
Another question, can we get a demo to try and see if it fits specific trials?
Joachim?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We've got, so I have an Ironhand kit here in South Carolina, and we've got kits actually scattered throughout the U.S. in our different regions as we're structured. So there, again, there's there's 40 plus of me across the U.S. that are able to assist and visit the plant to assess applications and bring these units out to be able to test to see what can be done. I would imagine probably not right now, but hopefully before too long we absolutely set that up. So for sure.
Great. What is the force improvement the glove can provide, like using a pair of shears to cut off plastic rods about 3/8 inch diameter? Does it help with that that sort of motion, that shearing motion?
That's a good question. I didn't get what kind of tool he was handling.
Shears,
a pair of shears. Yeah.
It's like a clipper?
So like scissors.
Yeah.
Scissors. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So the glove can add 18 pounds to the grasp. So the purpose is not, as we told you in the beginning, the purpose is not to like give superpowers, but to relieve your own muscular effort. So it's not to make you being able to cut off things that you can't cut off originally, but to save you. So when you cut off those things the whole day, you will not be as tired and not get any strain injuries. And so that is the purpose. So I suggest that you try. That is the best thing, to have a demo and to try.
Or if you have an application in mind or something that you're thinking about and you want to see if it's a viable application, you, feel free to also obviously reach out to your local sales engineer if you know who that is, or B, submit an inquiry at rhinotoolhouse.com for an RFQ or request for information. And then we can begin the dialogue, maybe share some pictures in the short term and application details to test the viability of an application. So that's a good way to start things off as well in the short term. So.
Great. Can this be used for an operator who is on limited duty due to injury?
Yeah, sure. You can like set the settings, but also the volume so that it suits that specific operator. So, but you have to be careful, of course, to try so that you feel that it's still comfortable and helps you. But sure, we have very good results with people with carpal tunnel syndrome, tendonitis, for example, that actually got a very lot of pain relief and help in their work. So yeah, sure.
What about the cleanliness? Are the straps easily removable so that they can be cleaned or machine washed?
Yeah. So the straps are easily removed in this way. Just take them off like this. And the glove, as Frida showed you, is disconnected like this. So this is put in a special washing bag and can be machine washed.
All right. Is the glove one size fits all?
No, we have different sizes from small up to extra large. So I would say that it covers most sizes. The extra large is very big. And we have both for left and right hands. So we have a lot of sizes. And the same goes with the backpack, 2 sizes. One is small, medium, and you have different straps to adjust it, and straps here as well to adjust it. Also the hip carry, different sizes from small up to large that you can use.
Perfect. Is there a way to get all of the answers to these questions after the seminar? And I'll answer that. We certainly have documentation that we can send out to you. So we'll make sure to get your information and make sure that you get that sent to you via email. Another question here. What is the average price of a unit?
Joachim?
So yeah, a price of a unit is on the order of $700 to $7,500. That's complete setup. Now that also depends on if you have multiple gloves, multiple users, multiple arm straps, hip carry, back carry, etc. But for a single unit, you're in that ballpark, something like that.
So a lot cheaper than carpal tunnel.
Yeah, a good bit less. Yeah.
Is the system IP rated or oil resistant?
It's not oil resistant, but since you're wearing a protective glove on top, as long as the glove is protected with the protection that you have on top, it shouldn't be a problem. What was the first question?
IP, and yes, it's IP
Yes, it's
6, I think.
IP6, I think.
We can get back to you with that answer.
Yeah, we think
Okay.
right now at the top of our heads, IP6, but we'll get back to Joachim with the to confirm or change.
Perfect. How heavy is the entire unit? Can you easily change the gloves out when operators change jobs? So sort of a two-part question.
Yeah, the weight of the system is 2.5 kilos in total. And maybe you can change the glove. 5 pounds. Sorry.
So the way you change the glove is just to connect it like this. And then it's back together with the new glove. So it's pretty easy. And if you have your own power hip carry or a backpack, you just put it into a backpack, just like a normal backpack, I guess. So it's not difficult in any way.
And since all the settings are stored in the glove, you can easily change to another glove without having to configure the whole thing. And if you want to change, the operator has a new glove but wants the same settings, it's very easy to copy via the app from another glove to the new one.
I guess that kind of answers the next question, but is there a way to save a loadout of settings on the app? For example, having a setup for different jobs or operators. And I think you kind of answered that. But
You can have a whole set of different profiles that you can just put on different gloves. If you found out that this setting was very good for that specific job, you can just copy that on multiple gloves.
Yeah, so that's saved on the app. Anytime you create a profile, you save it into the app, and then you can deploy that to multiple units if you want, however you want. So, yep.
so I think we've.
Is that about it?
One more here. So what is the lifespan of the glove under normal to heavy use? Being there are moving parts, wear is inevitable. So what is that lifespan like?
Yeah, it's between 2 to 4 months for the glove part. And it's about a year for the power pack. Sorry, it's 2 years. Thank you, Petter. Our CEO is helping me over here. I think we have a number for it as well. It's like 1 million cycles. You can use it for, makes sense, 2 years.
Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you want to, can they be repaired?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And where is that repair center if something were to happen to one of these units?
At the moment, it's in Sweden. It will be. We're planning to just to have a center where you can fix more, like most of the stuff in the United States at Rhinos.
Yep, that's what we're working on for our repair facility. Those activities are being planned, and training and resources required to get that done. So in process, in 6 months to a year, that'll be the case that they'll be repaired here. So, but we haven't actually we haven't had one. We've had, I think, one unit sent back for repair so far. That's about it. So under warranty.
What is the turnaround time when a unit is sent in for repair to Sweden until there is a facility in the United States? So how long does that process take?
That's a good question.
I guess it depends on which company you are sending it with and how long time that takes, because the repair here in Stockholm can be real quick. So,
I would say maximum 2 weeks.
okay, maximum 2 weeks. I can hear from here.
Yeah.
The back and forth.
Can you replace the glove by itself?
Do you mean just the glove part up here, I guess?
Yeah.
No, we usually replace the whole thing. If there's just a small error in the sensor or something, we just change the sensor and so on. But when you've worn out a glove and you need a new one, you get the whole thing with the connector, the cord, and the glove.
Yeah. So this cord portion that's tethered to the glove itself, it's very precisely stitched into the back of the glove, and it's important that remains intact. So.
And that's what is considered the consumable, right? Is that the
Yes,
portion of
that,
it?
yeah.
Okay. I think that we have another one here. What is the cost of the glove and cord portion? So just for the glove, if somebody needed to replace that, what would be that cost?
So that cost is around $650, something on that order.
What do we do with the old gloves after? Can anything be recycled, or are they thrown away?
They can of course be recycled. So my suggestion is you send them back to Rhino, and we organize it from there. Either Rhino will take care of that, or they send it to us and we will take care of that.
And one of the attendees just wants you to speak to the total cost again, Joachim. I think they might have missed it before.
Okay. So if we were, one setup for one glove, if you will, one glove, power pack, hip carry, or backpack is on the order of $700 to $7,500.
And that power pack can be used for several workers. Just want to add.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, several workers, and then you can add gloves onto that, right? However many is needed if you've got multiple shifts. And again, add obviously the consumable if you wanted to on the glove side of things for the longer term. Yeah.
And then again, the glove itself is $600 to $650.
Yep.
If we have an extra minute, I just want to add or recommend that you have one of these demos where Joachim or one of his colleagues come out. But it's really hard for you to see from over there what happens in the glove. It's really about the sensation, trying it yourself, or seeing someone else trying it for the first time. They're always like, whoa! So that's the thing that we want you to feel before you make up your minds.
And we can certainly attest to that. We've done a lot of demos, and everybody has the same reaction. They're always blown away, and it's cool to see. But it's a testament to how important this product is for industry, for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely an aha moment that occurs the first time anybody tries it on. Everybody, your eyes, it's great to see the face of someone try it on for the first time. Their eyes light up, and they just sort of, wow. It's a very interesting sensation. Absolutely. and you can see immediately the power of the iron hand and how it could be beneficial for someone who's working and doing these repetitive tasks all day long. So.
What are the plans for the future for Iron Hand and Bioservo in general?
Yep.
Any big improvements or anything that are coming to market?
We're constantly working to improve our products, of course. There is a continuous work to make it even better, to make it like even more light, snug, better. Yeah, you know. But we're also working on the shoulder support at the moment that will be coming in the future. I cannot tell you when, but that is something that we can see in the future. So that would be very interesting. That is the same technology behind, but it's called iron arm instead, and that will help the shoulders with like gravity compensation to help you with tasks that are over the shoulders.
And it will be active just as the iron hand is. So it will feel when you want to lift up and how high, and it will follow if you compare it to the passive ones that does not.
That's great. How long have these been on the market, the Iron Hand?
Iron hand has been on the market for 2 years now.
Well, I think that that pretty much wraps it up. If you want to take it over, Joachim, thank you, Bioservo, Veronica, and your team. You've been great.
Yeah, thank you for
Thanks.
having us.
Joachim, I think I have
muted.
to unmute you here. Give me a sec.
All right, I'm not muted anymore. Thank you. Yeah, thank you all. I appreciate everybody's attention for this, again, yet another segment in the series of Tool University virtual demonstrations from Rhino Toolhouse. I appreciate Bioservo's time and everybody else's time that was on the call today. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have Brad Lenkeek from our office in North Carolina presenting Nexanar technology. So excited about that as well. Hope you can make it to that. Appreciate your time. Take care, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.